Hey guys, Justice Egan here. I want to take a minute and thank you so much for stopping by to check out this video. If you like the call and the training you hear here today, make sure to connect with me on social media. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. You'll see a button popping up over the video right about now. And make sure to grab my 5-day free video marketing training at www.mastermarketersuniversity.com. I'll leave a link below the video. Enjoy the training. So guys, I have a really cool story for you here today, and I'm going to let you in on a little insight that a lot of you don't know about me. Okay, this weekend I'm coming to you from South Rhode Island. This is where I used to live. I went to school up here, actually at a buddy's house, coming up visiting, making the rounds, seeing some old friends. And when I lived up here, I was an avid pool player. Okay, I loved playing competitive pool. It was my passion. Okay, I used to play 3, 4, 5 days a week. I used to play in multiple tournaments and all this different stuff. And I loved it. And, there was always this big tournament that used to come through the Northeast, and it was called the Joss Tour. And the Joss Tour was a tour where the pros played. Okay, and it was something where you didn't get any handicaps, anything. You just went in there and you played with the best. And I always wanted to play in a Joss Tour event. And I want you guys to understand the message here. It's very similar. Any of you who are on my Wednesday night webinar this past week is about, identifying. It's really powerful when you can identify the difference between someone who's in a successful mindset versus someone who's stuck. When you can identify that difference, you can identify the things that are holding you back, okay? And so for years, I always said one day I'm going to play in a Joss Tour event, right? I'm going to get out there and I'm going to dive in with the big boys, but I'm not ready. I'm not good enough yet. I need to practice longer, right? So that was 6, 8 years ago, guys, and I put the game down many a time. Recently, I didn't play for about 4 years. And, I set my goals and intentions at the beginning of the year this year, and I put in writing that I was going to play pool. Okay, and I started thinking about it. I brought the cue out of the closet, was sitting there. I looked at it every day, and I'm flipping through my junk mail one day and about to shred this flyer, and it's for a large amateur pool tournament down here. And I said, you know what? You set your intentions. This is what you want to do. This is the law of attraction in motion right here, in action. So you need to sit down in front of the computer. You need to send your entrance fee into this tournament. And don't think twice. You'll figure out how you're going to practice. Okay, guys? Because a lot of times, guys, that's the first step. Okay? When you want something in your life, when you're putting energy towards having something in your life, and it comes across your desk, you take action. When it walks across your path, you take action. You don't ask questions about how and why and when and how you're going to make it all happen. You just take the first step. And that's what I did. And about a few weeks later, it was about, a month and a half out from this tournament I'm going to play, and it's in a couple of weeks. And I said, you haven't practiced yet, Justice. There's only one thing you can do. Just take the cue, throw it in the car, and drive. Just Google a place to play pool and go play. And that's what I did. So then I started practicing. I got about 4 practice sessions in total. Played in one little tournament, right? And my buddy Bert Bledsoe decided he was going to come in town last Wednesday. And that meant that we had an opportunity to meet up with Diane Hockman and Larry and Angela Hardy. And it was really wonderful. We met up in Mohegan Sun. And all hung out, the MLSP crew, and masterminded. It was a really incredible experience. And I want to thank Diane and Larry for putting it together, and Bert for coming out, and Angela for coming down. But here's what's very interesting, guys. Up in Providence, Rhode Island, in my old stomping grounds, this Saturday, a day after we were coming up, was a Joss Tour event. The big boys were playing. Now, 8 years ago, I would have told you I wasn't ready. I would have told you it wasn't time for me yet. I needed to keep getting ready. I needed to keep practicing. But I knew something. I knew that one of the best players in the world was playing up and down this Joss Tour event. I know these events. I saw online because I've been watching. I saw he's been on the East Coast. And I said, you know what? Justice, just go. Just go and play. And if you play the best player in the, if you play one of the best players in the world, so be it. Just go up there and do it. Dive in. So what did I do, guys? I acted. I took action. I went up and I entered this tournament on Saturday. And who was there? Earl Strickland, the most celebrated, most decorated player in the world. The Tiger Woods of pool. 6 U.S. Opens. He's sitting there practicing while I'm putting my entrance fee in. And I said, you know what? I bet you I'm going to play him. So I get into this tournament. Normally, guys, like I said, I can't hang, right? That's the thoughts. That's the limiting belief in my head. I'm here I'm the sacrificial lamb. I'm just doing this for the experience. I get in and I win a round. Not too bad. Hanging with the big boys, right? Round 2, well, we'll see what happens. I start to play a little better. I win another round. So I run into just a powerhouse, and this guy drills me, and I go over to the loser's bracket in this double elimination tournament, and I look, and who's in my loser's bracket? Earl Strickland, my hero. One of the guys I used to watch DVDs of him playing when I wanted to learn. He's got to win a couple of matches to get to me. So hours go by, guys, and then the announcement comes over the loudspeaker. Playing on table 1, the featured table where the audience plays. Justice Egan and Earl Strickland. Being live streamed on the biggest pool website on the internet. Little announcers up in the booth with their headphones on, the big lights, it's real hot, okay, because they got extra lights shining down on you because they're live streaming this. And I've got to go play my hero. Now here's the deal, guys. Do you want to know what happened? I took the most humbling butt whooping of my pool life. 9-0, guys. 9-0. I lost 9 games to nothing. I think I made 1 or 2 balls. Big audience watching. People online. They've got, social media chat rooms going while these guys talk about some guy named Justice Egan they've never heard of. Where the heck did he come from? Now, why do I tell you this story today? Because I learned a lot. Okay, I learned a lot getting my butt whooped like that. And here's what I learned. I got to play Eric freaking Strickland. I got to play basketball with Michael Jordan. I got to play golf with Tiger Woods. That was my deal, guys. And the reason I did is because I got off the couch and I just dove in. And I'm going to tell you what I realized. I was sitting there and I played this shot and I thought, man, that's a good shot, right? He was so dominating the table and he turned it back over me and I made a ball and I got a little bit of an unlucky kick and the guy sitting on the rail, okay, in the crowd, I heard him say that, man, that wasn't a good shot. We all know that guy, guys, right? They're the guy that when we go, hey, check out our business opportunity, they go, you're crazy. What are you doing? I could hear the people mumbling. What's this guy doing out there? Man, he's getting his butt kicked. Guess what, guys? I'm on this side, and they're on that side. Do you follow me? In the chat rooms, there's probably 1 million people sitting there going, man, Strickland is just whooping this guy up and down. Guess what? You're in the chat room. I'm on the table playing Earl Strickland. The announcers are probably sitting there going, man, I wouldn't have shot that shot. Well, guess what, announcers? You're up there announcing, okay, and I'm down here playing. I'm going to tell you something, guys. You know how much it hurt to take a 9-0 whooping? Not nearly as bad as you would think it would hurt. That's the bottom line. And I've got the story. And I went in there and I did it. I played with the best. Now I'm going to tell you something, guys. A lot of you are sitting on the sidelines. A lot of you are worried about the announcer and what they're going to say. A lot of you are worried about what people are saying in the chat room. A lot of you are worried about what your family and friends are saying about what you're up to here. Get in the game. Get off the sidelines. Dive in. I've heard it said a million different ways. Okay? You got to get on the other side of the cash register. You got to get behind the velvet rope. You got to step across the sideline. It's the only way. Do you think this is the only time I've ever got skunked? No. I'll tell you how many times I've got skunked. I've done more webinars that had 0 people on them than some of the people on this call have ever done. Webinars with nobody on them from beginning to end. Why? Because I was getting in the game, guys. Do you know I've done home parties that nobody showed up to? I've sold stuff that nobody's bought. But I was in the game. Now people buy. You know what's going to happen next time I get back there? I'm going to win a couple of games with Earl Strickland. He's going to remember me. He might even give me some pointers. He might say, you know what, kid? You got a little better since the last time. I'm going to lift you up. Let me show you some things. Let me show you where you went wrong. Guys, a lot of you are sitting there not creating content because you think you don't know enough. You're not doing a webinar because you think no one's going to attend or you don't know what to say. You got to get off the sidelines and you got to get in the game. I'm going to tell you something. When I was stuck in my life 6 years ago, 8 years ago, I was a better pool player then than I am right at this moment. But I never played. I needed to get ready. I needed more practice before I could get in with the pros. I'm telling you right now, guys, it's time. It's time to step up. It's time to stop listening to the guy on the rail that goes, that's not a good shot. Well, guess what, buddy? It's easy to say that because you're not prepared to step on the other side of this rail and play under the lights. You're not prepared to sit in that hot seat. Guys, you have a choice. You don't make 6 figures from the couch. You don't make 6 figures from sitting behind webinars all day long. The only way you're going to make it happen is if you dive in. The only way you're going to make it happen is if you get into motion. The only way you're going to make it happen is if you take action. Everybody on this call, because you're part of the My Lead System Pro community, is capable of creating great content. Everybody is capable of teaching. Everybody's capable of doing a webinar. Everybody is capable of selling something. If you have that limiting belief in your head that says, you know, I'm not ready yet, well, then you're the person in the chat room. Okay? If you have that if you're listening to that voice in your head that says, I'm just going to sit here and watch while everybody makes webinars and makes money and does all this different stuff. I'm going to sit and watch. Well, then you're that guy on the rail or girl on the rail. Okay? Just watching. Going, oh, I would have done that a little differently. Ooh, that guy Earl, he's really good. I don't like what this person says. I like what that person says. I don't like that shot. I like this shot. Guys, there's only one place to be. There's only one place where you're going to get where you want to get. That's sitting in the hot seat, guys. And if you lose 9-0 like I did, guess what? You got the story. I sat here, I told you stories about doing webinars with nobody on them. They're true. So many of them. Imagine that. Seeing a person pop on and then jump off and have to keep talking in case they jump on again. Wasn't so bad. I've got the story. Nobody can take that away from me. I played the most celebrated pool player around. The guy on the rail can't say that. The guys in the chat room can't say that. Because I dove in. Because I said yes. Because I didn't think about it. I didn't stop and say, well, maybe you should just play in the next one because you need a little more practice. Well, maybe you should get on one more webinar before you do that content. Can't do it that way, guys. You're ready. I promise you, you are ready. I promise you, you're more ready than you think you are. I won 2 rounds in that tournament. I didn't think I was going to win it all. I was better than I thought, and you're better than you think. And guess what? The worst case scenario, that butt whooping, it's not as bad as you think. Truthfully, it's not that bad if you approach it with the right mindset. I laughed. Look at all these people. Look at all these people looking at me going, man, what's this guy doing out there? Well, he got here somehow, had to win 2 rounds to get here, had to take action, put his entrance fee in. Let me ask you a better question. What are you doing sitting on the other side? How much fun is that? Watching other people do what you're passionate about. Watching other people achieve what you want. I'll take my side of the rail in that hot seat any day of the week. So here's what I encourage you guys to do today, guys. Okay? I encourage you to step up and just dive in. You have to get in the game. You have to create content. You have to train. You have to make the calls or get the exposures. You have to do it. Otherwise, you're a spectator. Otherwise, you're just watching, learning over and over and over again. Picking out the things you like, being critical of the things you don't like. Nothing ever happens from that side. You stay a spectator forever. I got news for you. Next year, if I come up here and play in that again, the same people are going to be sitting on the other side of the rail. The same spectators are going to be saying the same things. The same announcers are going to be talking. The same guys are going to be in the chat room. They're not going to have made the move. Make the move. You can do it. You have every resource you need in this community. I hope you enjoyed the call. I'll see you guys in the My Lead System Pro group.